wanna be. And niggas trying to take my life away. I put a hole in a nigga.
What'd you do to this thing?
I gave it that animal style stance.
I think Shane stole some wheels off this thing.
Some 255 35s on the front.
I don't think
Gave it a little lift.
I don't think that's gonna work.
No.
We just won't tell Nate. He doesn't watch these anyways.
No.
Well, what do we got going on with the FD, Shane?
Rolls. It's a roller. Believe it or not, it actually does it runs a little bit.
Well, it's been a while since we've done an update on this build, so we're gonna kind of just go over all of it and let you guys know what Shane's been up to the last few months on this thing.
Really, the last week. I put a week of work in.
Well, with the subframe and stuff, it's been a couple weeks.
Of actual labor hours, it's been like 3 days.
I don't think the cage was in last time.
Well, half of it.
So we got a back half cage in. Oh, you got all the interior in.
Most of it.
The new seats are mocked up. Got a headliner. Got the rear buckets. And the back half cage and harness bar. Clears the rear interior.
There will be A-pillar bars, upper hoop, and if I can fit them with the door cards, door bars. Bare minimum,
At least
lower bar.
At least door bar.
Door bar. We'll see about the upper bar.
Yeah, the lower bar looks like it'll fit right here and just sandwich right underneath this. But an upper bar would probably have to go up here, so it might just be a door bar.
I'd rather have nice interior.
Yeah. Got the new metal handles on.
Just like that. Not that side.
Looks like he's got some exhaust sticking up into the back trunk.
Like the demolition derby cars, just those are the mounts for the 350Z subframe. I just ran them wild because eventually I'll tie them into some tube structure that's going to hold the fuel cell. So eventually there will be a radium cell sitting in here.
Radium spare tire cell. Maybe even tie these into that structure, or maybe even the cage, or just the structure. Oh, let's see if we can show it. This thing's so fucking low. So there is a Z33 rear subframe and diff, and the FDF little mounting plate with a jack point that you can't get to. There you can see his subframe mounts are going up into the chassis, and in the front kind of the same deal, but they just goes right to the frame rail in the front, nice and short. Oh, and full FDF knuckles and all the FDF arms. Pretty slick.
And some villains engraved rotors.
Oh yeah, he's got the sweet Villains logos on the rotors. I'm super jealous of those. That's pretty sweet. And in the front, we got an Ecotec 4-cylinder turbo with a Solstice. It's basically a Solstice drivetrain, Solstice AR5, which is basically an R154 with the Ecotec 2-liter turbo motor. Got a custom billet oil pan. What do they use these in? Miatas?
Miatas, yeah.
It's like a Miata pan. Pretty much puts a IS300 thump.
It's an F-150 Like a 2008 F-150 pan bolts to the front of that.
So it's basically a solid piece of billet with an F-150 pan, which is pretty much on the ground with the front subframe, which is out of a 240. Is this a, did I give you a 13 or a 14 front sub?
13 rack, 13 cross member.
13 cross member with a rack relocation and Villain's angle kit, 350Z full Brembo brake package. Probably gonna take the lowers out and put stock lowers in just because this is a quite excessive amount of camber. Got the BC coilovers. Did you end up running 240 coilovers in the front and 350Z in the rear?
Yep, these are just a standard S13 coilover. It's a super low, but other than that, it's just a standard coilover. So if I break it, they can just replace it. The rear is a standard 350Z super low. So all I had to do was re-drill out the top hat because 350Z is 2-bolt as opposed to FDs are 3-bolt. But just drilled 2 new holes and
I'm sure it'll
in there.
be a little work involved.
Yeah, this is all just for test fit, so that'll all get a nice cap piece that's welded in there and for strength. Obviously the cage is not welded out either.
He'll probably just have me come over and finish welding the cage when it's all done. Ah. These are the new Coda seats. They're pretty slick.
Same as the Halo seat I have in Nate's car, but just without the Halo.
Yeah.
Same like monoblock style cushion pads, and they come with extra pads of different sizes, so you can make the width whatever you desire. Like this one's set up as a 30 waist, that one's set up as a 32, and you can go all the way up to 34. Which is kind of cool.
Nice. All right.
And I took the Lambo hinges out just for functionality because those didn't work well. These work nice.
So Lambo doors might be a thing in the future. Still got to fully finish the engine bay, weld out and everything once it gets back from our buddy AJ's house for the next month. Because AJ's gonna do, what's he gonna do?
I'm gonna do some fiberglass work. I wasn't a fan of the
M Sport?
no, it's not M Sport, it's BN, sorry. The BN kit. I just think it's overused, so we're gonna modify it and in hopes to make it look like a Works 9 kit that doesn't exist for this car. That's the direction we're going. Works 9 has like a very distinctive style to it, so we're going to try to capture that with this. So yeah, I'm leaving that up to him. You can figure that out.
So it's going to go to AJ today or tomorrow for about a month to basically revamp the whole body kit to be a one-off Works 9 FD. Should be pretty slick.
Cool.
So yeah, we got a little bit of assembly work to do.
And then when it comes back, the whole thing gets disassembled. The entire thing. So I can paint the whole chassis, engine bay, underside, put it all back together. So the motor's coming back out, it'll go back in, and then paint it blue.
It's gonna look good. Well, let's put all the regular shit back on so we can show them, give them a taste of what it looks like.
It looks like.
Are you satisfied?
I'm satisfied.
This is before the body kit makeover, but damn, it just looks good the way it is. Good car. Way cooler than the
does top the G.
Yeah, it does top the G. What are you building next?
Yeah, what are you gonna build this?
How are you gonna top this? You gonna build a Ferrari drift car?
These freaking skirts.
We're still gonna put a splitter under that.
What?
We're still gonna put a splitter under that. Save the fiberglass.
Where's the splitter gonna go?
It's in between the ground and in that 1/4-inch gap there.
Get an 1/8 inch veneer.
There's gonna be a splitter right there? So when AJ builds the kit out, he's gonna add the tray, the Works 9 tray, which will really match the fitment a lot better, make it more aggressive. But since he's doing that and chopping the bottom of the kit up, he can actually raise it up to relocate where the bottom point is. So that way Shane can build his front splitter, and he wants to build some side splitters. But the key was to get it at the right height, the quote, end quote, functional ride height.
Functional ride height.
So that way when AJ does all the kit work, it will be at the correct height for him to use to build the kit.
Alright, here we go. That's what we're going for. Is that like aggressive kind of step out that the Works 9 has, as opposed to like the, you know, sleekness that the BN kit has.
Right.
Same with the front. And kind of bump that out. Also, Works 9 always dumps the middle opening down as opposed to flat down there.
Yep.
So drop that down, make that opening a little bit bigger. These corners are always, you know, sharp, like a shark fin type look to it. So all that aggressiveness, I think, will fit the stance with the big wing, and we're getting there. We're almost there.
Almost there.
Almost
So
there.
close.
There to there. All right, we got to give the kids the choice of the optional wing.
Got 3 options.
Should we show them all 3 options?
Yeah, it's gonna take us a minute to get this off, but the other 2 just sit on there.
So we're gonna yank this BCL off and show you guys what the other 2 wings look like. All right, BCL's off. What do we got on there now?
Factory style. I forget what they call this. Type R, type S, type, you know, whatever. Factory style wing, which is adjustable. So this blade can be raked down from where it's at now. I think the back looks like doo-doo. But when you look at it from the front, I think it has a pretty sweet look to it.
Yeah, it does have a pretty sweet look from this angle.
That and that blade could be replaced with like an actual carbon fiber one,
Or a bill,
or
like
a little bit aggressive bill to it. That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
This one right here does look pretty tough.
It does, yeah.
If it was like 2 inches wider, it would look so much better on the back.
All right,
Finish off that
let's
front.
show them option 3.
It might fall a bit.
This one definitely makes the car look lower.
Not that it needs it, but
I don't know, this one has its own look.
it'd be really different if it was a closer color and not white, you know? That didn't stand out so much, but I think that's the one. Honestly.
You think that's the one?
I think that's the one. It's like Nate's car.
You'd say that though, you're a Subaru guy.
Oh, no. Your opinion doesn't matter.
I'm just kidding. I'm a Subaru guy at heart too. I just hate Subarus nowadays because they're all fucking modified and crashed.
Wait a minute.
The best Subaru is a stock Subaru.
That's true. They last longer.
I'd love me to get another Hawkeye STI all stock. This one looks really cool right here. That looks badass.
We could do what Nate would do and run both of them.
Get a roof spoiler, the BCL, this one. Just tack on some dual pipes that stick out right here that literally go to nothing. I don't know, they do make a top window spoiler like that too for the FDs, but we don't have one of those to see what that would look like. Well, what's next, Shane? When are we gonna see this car again?
A month.
A month?
A month.
Body kit modify?
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. Time to get started on the 370 because pretty much all the parts have shown up. You can see I've got the GK Tech angle kit. Just a knuckle adapter thing. I already got the factory front tie rods off. Get the bucket delete arms, traction arms, camber arms. And then over here we've got the coilovers. So I'm gonna give this whole suspension an overhaul on this 370Z for Jessica. It's got all stock suspension on it now, besides some lowering springs that came on the car. So step one is obviously take all the wheels off, and then you take the tie rod off, and then you take this bracket off. The bracket holds the coilover, but it also has the steering stopper on it. So you got to take it off to get the suspension off and swap for the coilovers, and then you cut the stopper off so it'll have more angle. All right, quick update. You can see I cut the stopper off. These coilovers didn't go low enough, so I actually cut this leg off. It had like a spacer about that big. I had them maxed out and the tire was like pretty much flush, so I wanted to be able to tuck and have some adjustability. I didn't want to just run them maxed out low and then be stuck with that ride height or going up. I wanted to be able to go down too in case we put a smaller wheel or smaller tire or whatever. I wanted options, not just maxed out and deal with it. So chopped and rewelded that, shortened it about 1.5 inches, which with the geometry, that should be about 2 inches or 2.5 inches of ride height. And yeah, so now I'm gonna bolt the GK Tech knuckle on. So pretty simple. You take that nut off and the tie rod's already gonna be disconnected. And you take the outer tie rod off, the OEM one. So with the OEM outer tie rod disconnected and out of the system, you put this bracket on and then you hold it down with that nut, and then you put that supplied piece, you put that supplied taper bolt through the factory tie rod pickup, and then you torque that And then you can adjust that washer inside or outside, depending on how you want your Ackerman. And then it comes with a couple different size tie rod spacers. So you put the one in that looks like it's gonna fit the best, and then zero it out as much as you can while you do the other side. All right, I got the front of the Z, coilovers installed, and GK Tech angle kit installed. I have the ride height set the same side to side, so that way when I lower the car down after the rear's done, I can see if it needs to go up or down. You always want to make sure it's the same side to side though, so that way the weight of the car isn't all funky. You want the front to settle and the rear to settle, and then you can move it up or down depending on the ride height you're looking for. So front eyeballed the toe, wheels are on, ride height is even side to side. Now I'm gonna knock out the rear. So right now the rear is all stock besides the lowering springs. You got stock strut, lowering springs, you got the spring bucket, and then all the other arms are stock. So we're gonna replace the strut with a coilover, which means the bucket can go away with a tow arm, and then that arm will get replaced, and that arm will get replaced. Well, it's the next morning, and I pretty much got the arms and coilovers and angle kit and suspension and everything on the Z done last night, but it got pretty late, so I stopped filming. And now it's the morning, and we have a soccer game early this morning for Reese, and then straight into a baseball game for Kai. So after we're done with all that and get back home, I'll pull the Z outside and show you guys the stance and fitment, and we'll check out the angle. All right, well, finally found time to pull the 370Z outside. So let me show you how it looks with the angle kit, coilovers, and arms on it. Well, I had a little road trip to Port of Tacoma this morning. We got an Altezza. So my kids used to go to school during COVID at the church across the street. It's a private school, and one of the teachers there, Brother Connor, bought a GX100 Chaser from me like 2 years ago, and ever since then his brother's been wanting a car, so he finally saved up the money, and I imported him this nice Altezza. It's a 6-speed with the Beams motor, so the RS200 model, and it's got a little bit of kilometers on it, but it's super clean and all stock, so it's going to be a great car for him to work on and make his own. Time to get it unloaded and scrape all the Japanese paint markings off of the windshield so he can drive it home tonight. It has the factory side skirts, but you can see the front lip is missing and the Altezza grill is missing. A little bit of a bummer, but we already knew that in Japan. Those were already missing in the pictures. Nice and clean. Yeah, it's a good car. Well, I got the Altezza unloaded off the trailer and scraped all the markings off of it and found a couple little Japanese trinkets. Got this Splatoon 3 toy. No idea what that is. A Japanese razor. Kind of cool. I'm just out here with the burn pile, trying to get some scrap burnt up. You can see the house is mostly painted now, almost ready to put on the market. Well, the 370 is looking pretty cool, and the ride height is probably where Jessica would like it, but just the crown in the road is scraping the undercarriage, so could leave it and just, you know, destroy the undercarriage or raise it up a little bit. I think it needs a little bit bigger tires too, so that'll give it a little more ride height just by putting some bigger tires on, so I'll probably start there. But other than that, just need to install the hydro and plumb it up and bleed it, and that thing will be pretty much ready for the track. So I'm gonna end this video here, guys. Got a lot to do. Next video will probably be the new project Shane's working on, and I think you guys will like it. Like always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Peace.